my videos recently just seem to start with slight issue with and as you can see, I've got the seat up and the battery compartment open and the multimeter out. So I went to jump on the bike earlier and it wouldn't start. It was just completely dead. And I used the bike about a week and a half ago. It was fine, and I just checked the voltage across the battery terminals. I had about 10.5 volts. So it's been on charge for about an hour and a half, and it's back to up about 12.5 volts, something like that. So it's clearly got I guess a charging capacity issue. Battery's been on the bike about 3.5 years. Can't be in that great a condition now, and but it's charged back up to full power quite quickly. So that sort of tells me it's perhaps not holding the same sort of capacity. So it's got the volts, it just doesn't got the cranking power. So the only concern I got, so the little test I've just done, just to see whether it's the battery or the stator, is just use the multimeter with the engine running. So let's show you what I mean by that. So let's get the engine started. So, have had it warmed up now. So it's idling nicely. So all we need to do is just come down to these terminals. Get some light on them. So just come down to the terminals there and there, and step the voltmeter across. Just put this camera somewhere we can see, and just connect up the multimeter to. Just hold them on there nicely. Just connect them up to the battery terminals. And see what sort of voltage we're getting. So whilst it's idling, you can see we're getting, sorry for the sideways camera, it's just how I'm holding everything. You can see we're getting about, oops, hang on, lost my connection there. There we go, we're getting about 13 volts, which is probably about right when it's idling. Sorry, I'm just trying to do it in a way that I can not hold it and at the same time show you. Right, there you go. It's about 13 volts, which is fine whilst it's idling. And if we rev it up to about 3,000 RPM, there you go. So rev it up to about 3,000 RPM, and you can see it went up to sort of 14.5, 15 volts, which is about right. So that tells us our stator's nice, it's working well, and I dare say we've just got a duff battery that isn't really holding charge. So what I reckon I did was, let me show you. Let's get these bits out of here. Hopefully you saw that okay. I did leave on my little power supply to the sat-nav, and whilst the sat-nav wasn't connected, you've got that little LED there, and even with milliamps being drawn out of that, that is enough to really sort of degenerate, if you like, your charge on your battery. Because whilst it's a 12 volt battery of a certain size, if it's not got the capacity, because it's not, it's just a little bit past it, it's going to go very quickly from sort of, you know, just over 12 volts to the perhaps around 10.5, 11 that I found it when I checked its charge. So there you go, it's all fine now, fully charged back up. I will replace the battery. But at least we know the stator's fine because it's pumping in juice with the engine running. Even at idling, it's fine. And under load, or you know, upwards of sort of 2.5, 3,000 RPM, it's pumping in 15 volts. So stator's fine. Clearly the battery's naff. I'm sure it'd be okay if I just unhooked that power supply before I left the bike to stand. And obviously winter plays a part as well, because it's you know, it's kind of 1-2 degrees most of the time, especially overnight, and that will degenerate the battery a little bit as well. So but there you go. I just thought I'd show you that quickly. It's an easy fix, swap the battery, but I don't need to be concerned about the stator.